Hey everybody, this is Jeremy with ZTB Mag. I'm here with Neal from Devildriver. How you doing, Neal?
What's up, man? Good.
So, how long you guys been on tour right now? I won't sit back. I know the couch is.
Looking at that Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah. I got Pink Floyd and this one that won't stay up. Do you have any you do patches?
I'm fortunate enough to be married, and my wife does little like stencils and stitches on my jackets and stuff. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I did this one myself to support the veterans, and
Yeah.
it's all wrinkled, so I kind of look like I dressed myself. So.
But to answer your question, we've been on tour for about 2.5 weeks at this point on this run, almost halfway through the run. Besides that, I mean, we had 2 other tours in the year, with this being the second one that we've done with Haybreed. Been working out great,
Cool. So tell me about Trust No One. It's a hell of a fucking album. I lose my mind sometimes. I wanted to specifically know about Daybreak. What does that song mean to you? That's my favorite off the album.
Oh, thanks for saying that. Yeah, I wrote the majority of the music to that one. Yeah. Talking to the right guy, I guess. I mean, lyrically, that might be more of a question for Dez in that he writes all the lyrics and melody, if there's any melody. But the song has huge significance to me, just being that it was the lead-off single, and this is the first song that I wrote for Devildriver, and it happened to be that single. And I can remember some of those riffs I've had for a couple of years, and I'm like, I gotta get this on get in some band where this makes sense. And then I get that call, and I get it's also been received so well. I mean, huge song for me.
So tell me about getting with Devildriver. I mean, did you tell me about did you start at the beginning, or when did you come in?
Right.
How'd that work?
So this Trust No One marks the first record that we have three new guys, including myself. So we've got Austin on drums, new drummer, Ashes on bass, and then me on guitar. Getting into Devildriver, I really got there because of my dog and Instagram. I have a Harlequin Great Dane, and so does Dez. And our wives found each other on Instagram through pictures of our dogs looking similar. Like, oh, you should hang out. Oh, what's your husband do? Oh, he's in a band. Oh, mine's in a band too.
You're 100% serious?
Yeah, I'm totally telling the truth.
That's insane.
Yeah. And so they invited me down to dinner, and you can look it up in a couple of Dez interviews. Like Dez says he was not looking forward to meeting me. He's just like, oh, it's just some fucking guy in a band, Like I don't need another friend kind of thing. Right. But then, flash forward to maybe 4 a.m. We were like listening to Pantera on vinyl, drunk out of our minds, and like this is the start of a good friendship. And then years later, when Jeff left Devildriver, he gave me the call the next day, and I was of course ready for that call.
That's a hell of a story. I mean,
interesting than standard, I guess. Oh, I got an audition.
So yeah, I've heard that Dez himself has said that he's kind of an introvert, when he's by himself. Yeah. Are you guys the ones that are more talkative when people come up and say hi?
Actually, no. I'm if you're gonna pick the 2 introverts of the band, it's me and Dez. Like unless I have friends out on the road or something, I'm here for one thing. I'm here to play for that. In this case, 50 minutes, whatever. That's my main goal. Maybe find like a good wing spot along the way. But besides that, I'm pretty boring. Like I'm in bed after the show. I don't go out much during the day. The only time I get to talk to people really is interviews, and then I just go back on the bus. Right. Funny that.
So I've got a couple fan questions I'm going to go ahead and ask real quick. So tell me about your major influences and what led you to be the player that you are.
Right. We'd probably start with ZZ Top.
Really?
Yeah. I'm born in Texas. I lived in Texas and Oklahoma for most of my life. And so, yeah, it's what bigger, better rock band is there from Texas but ZZ Top, and that's what, my parents would get me into. And then as I grew older, it became Pantera. Pantera, still to this day, is one of my favorite bands, which it sounds cliche at this point, but Dimebag Darrell is a huge influence on me. But back to the other side, the more blues stuff from ZZ Top, I also got into like Pink Floyd, which got me into kind of Peter Gabriel-y electronic kind of stuff. Yeah, David Gilmour's huge. I mean, you hear, he hits one note and you know that's David Gilmour. Yeah. I mean, you could only aspire to be that in guitar.
As far as a note, I guess that'll give me another question. There are certain songs that first note, you know, it could be anybody, but Sorrow, that first note that he plays on Sorrow is just phenomenal. Is there a song that's like just magic for you?
Ooh, magical songs. I mean, there's another electronic artist that I love named Bjork. She's got a song called Yoga that for sure just gives me chills every time I've heard it, ever since it came out, you know, in the mid-'90s. Every time I hear it.
Anyway, is there anything weird that you do before you go on tour? Do you have any weird things like that? Do you always wear the same shirt, things like that?
All right. Yeah, I'm not too superstitious, really, but let's see. What do I do before tour? No, I'm afraid to say it's pretty boring. Normal house life. Cleaning the house at home, doing whatever my wife says.
Right. Well, I figure, you know, if you're going out for a while and you're married, so you probably got to do a lot of stuff to keep things happy around the house, because she's going to have to do them all while you're gone. So you got to pay your dues at home and on the road.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of something. I mean, I do one weird thing right before a show to warm up. Instead of playing guitar, I just do this. I just kind of retracts the blood out of here, so it makes the muscles kind of strain, gets easier for playing guitar. But many times I've been doing this, and people are, they're like waving at me. I'm like, no, I'm not waving. All right, I'll wave at you. I'm not waving. I'm just warming up. You know, that's the weirdest thing.
So I'm sure this is my first time ever talking to you guys, and I'm sure you've gotten this question across, you know, all the members. Do you find that you have a lot of Cold Chamber fans that are just following Dez? Is there a lot of love between both bands? Because they're both metal, but they're not at all alike. Right. So do you get a lot of people, you know, crossing over?
Oh, for sure. There's a definite cross section. I mean, sometimes you have people here that are still just, you know, they're just here for Dez, and they're like, hey, when's the next Cold Chamber coming out? You know, and it's they're two way separate worlds. Like I clearly have nothing to do with Cold Chamber, but I love the guys. The band's cool, but it's so different, you know. And I respect that most of the fans are cool with, you know, giving. He's in Devildriver mode right now, you know, and giving his time to that. I've only met maybe one or two in the course of my time in this band. They've just been like, just let him go back to Cold Chamber. You know, it's rarely that, you know.
Well, I think, you know, based on the amount of albums put out and the love that Devildriver gets, you guys stand on your own. I mean, there is no super groupies, you know, about it that only like it because these people were in the band. You guys are a phenomenal band, and you stand on your own. So,
I'd like to think so. You know.
So, how much tour do you got left, and what's going on in the next 6 months?
We have another 2.5 weeks on this run, including a little jaunt down to Mexico, and then we're home right before Halloween, and then we have the next 3 months off, I believe. And we're gonna go in the studio. It's nothing I can say, unfortunately. I'm always the worst about that. I try not to let it slip. I'm not gonna let it slip this time. I can't tell you anything else except for that. It says management.
There's studio stuff coming.
Studios, yeah. And after that, I mean, it's only 3 months, so it's not like we have time to do a full record or anything. If that's a hint. Then we've got 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise we're doing early February, which should be a blast.
Where's that through?
I think it goes out of Florida into the Bahamas and back, I think. But it's got, I think Gojira's on this one, which would be... Yeah, right, and they're just getting better. Mike loves that band. So he's going to be by their stage every night they're playing, I'll bet you. But besides that... we're in talks about some stuff, some international stuff in maybe March, April to kind of kick the year off after that cruise.
So I kind of want to do this thing where I give you two bands that I think you should check out, and you give me two bands that I should check out. Give me two bands that you think that a metalhead should definitely listen to. They could be old, new, whatever.
Right. Oh, man, putting me on the spot. Who? I mean, it's all gonna be stuff that you've already heard.
All right, I tell you.
You
I'll,
start. You start. And I'll see if I.
okay, well, my two bands that you should listen to is Ennio Obliviscaris. They're from Australia, and there's not too many bands where you can get your Dave Matthews fix and your Slayer fix all in the same band.
Wow.
And since you like Pantera, you should check out Sons of Texas.
I know that band.
Sons of Texas. They're like Pantera. You know, I asked them who they'd like to play with, and they said Pantera. I said no shit.
You're right. Who?
So I'll ask you. Instead of that, who would you, if you could tour with anybody alive or dead, who would you play with?
I mean, I would love to be on an Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads era tour. That would I couldn't imagine anything better in that time too. It would have been amazing. I mean, and then if you're talking nowadays, I think realistically it would be cool to tour with Gojira. A Monomarth would be a fun one, something like that. Did you? The full boat and everything.
Full boat.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, they were up so high. We were in Cleveland, or no, Detroit at the Joe Louis, and the stage was taller than me. I'm 6'5", so, and then plus the boat. So Jonah's up there. I mean, he's 15 feet above me.
Right. Wow.
It was epic.
That's cool. Yeah. They're great.
So tell everybody where they can find Devildriver, you know, through the interwebs.
Right. Devildriver.com. We all have our own Instagrams, but I think there's a band Instagram, band Twitter. I'm sure there's a Facebook. I don't really do Facebook, but I bet there's got to be one, right? Right. Dude, I stopped. I had a Facebook, and this is maybe 6 years ago now, and I just quit. And I felt so much lighter and like happier. It was so weird, and I didn't realize how much it was weighing me down. But yeah, I'm sure there's a Facebook weighing us down collectively as a band. And yeah, that's it. But Devildriver.com is the place to go for sure.
Well, check out Devildriver on the internet. Pick up their album as soon as you can. It's absolutely phenomenal. And check out the videos. Tell me the name of your video that you did out west. I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
We did Daybreak and then My Night Sky.
My Night Sky. That's My Night Sky. There's a game that just came out that I keep getting it.
Oh,
No Man's Sky or something like that. Anyway, but check out the videos. It's absolutely phenomenal. Guitar works great. Dez is great. Everybody's great. And keep rocking, zombies. Thanks.